In this video, I'm going to show how to record the respect process in CERNER. For this, I'm using the doctor's worklist view, and I'm actually using a custom list, but this will be really important that you use a properly set up patient list based on location with secondary filters on there to check for day cases, inpatients, and regular day admissions. You should also have the secondary filters also to make sure that you have non-discharged patients. I'm just going to pick up this patient as a demonstration. And just to check here that we have got an inpatient encounter selected. Really important that you get the right encounter here, because where you document the respect process and the resuscitation status, this will have an impact. So if you have chosen and searched via the MRN bar in the top, just really make sure that you've selected the correct encounter. So we're in the Manager M page on Doctor's View, and I'm going to scroll down to Resuscitation Review. Here you can see there's a little drop down, and here's where you'll find the respect plan. So there's a few questions here to go through first. This first one is to confirm that you have got the correct patient you're documenting on. Just confirm that at the top here, and that they do not already have an existing respect plan for this encounter. I'm going to click yes on that. So here we've got the date completed. You can just put T for today, and then fill in any other details of the form as you would for a paper form. I'm going to be relatively quick here, just for the sake of the video, and scroll down to CPR decision, where I'm going to tick CPR attempts not recommended. You'll see that that's made this box a mandatory field. I'm going to come in here and search for my name, and that's placed the signature in that box. Scroll further down and you'll find the two places for clinicians' signatures. So this is where perhaps doctor in training would put their details, including the GMC number, and click here to sign. Again, same process to add a signature in the box. And you can click here to T and N. So that's the first signature in the box. I'm going to leave the senior signature blank just for now, just so I can show you the alert that will pop up when you open the chart the next time, just as a reminder. And just clearly I've left the rest of these details blank here, but clearly you would fill in the rest of the details of the form. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And here we've got the escalation of treatment form. Now this is included as part of the respect plan. You've got two options. You can either defer to inpatient team if this patient is presenting in ED, or as you will need to for this patient, as they're an inpatient, you will need to complete the form. And here you will select whether what's to happen in the event of deterioration, and whether they're for met calls or not. And any further information can come in here. I'll sign this form. And you'll see at the top here that when we refresh the screen, the resuscitation status has changed from blank, i.e. there is no respect form on the system, to do not resuscitate. Now, each time a patient has a new encounter created in CERNER, this will reset. So if this is blank, it means that there's been no respect form completed electronically on that current encounter. So what I'm going to do now is close the patient, and I'm going to reopen the patient, so you'll see the alert which fires here, which is the respect plan, senior clinician signature required. And there's some instruction here. So it's instructing you to go to the resuscitation review component, and you have two options. You can either find the respect form and modify it, and if there's none visible, then you'll need to create a new one. Now, the reason this is saying this is that the same alert will pop up here if there was a previous encounter with a respect plan on it, and that's basically an instruction to say, look, the patient's had a previous respect form, please have a look at it and create a new one for this current encounter. I'm going to click OK. We'll come back to the Manage M page and back down to the resuscitation review. I'm going to open the respect plan as instructed and modify it. And we're going to come back into the respect plan itself and scroll down to where our senior signature box was. So here's where you would type in a consultant or senior doctor who's going to put their signature to this. Fill in the details as before, and click to sign in this box also. So this is a specific box for the senior responsible clinician. Again, T and N for speed. And now you can see this is now filled in, and we'll click the green tick to save the form. Little delta here, the little blue triangle, just means that a form has been modified. This is an indication on any result that's been modified in CERNER. So now we've now completed the senior signature. Now the alert will not fire when we reopen this patient's record. Now there's a couple of other things you need to be aware of here. In clinical notes, you'll need, once you've created the document, the form, you'll need to create a printable version of that. Now the way we do that is to open a new document and select respect form. Just before we get to that, I'll just quickly summarize here that I've used document type list of personal, and as long as you're in clinical notes, you can click on the documents title at the top here, options, and you can select the notes that you'd like to put into your personal document type list. You can see I've got respect form as part of my personal document type list, which is why I can now see respect form in the list here. This will automatically fill the respect form. I'm just going to maximize that so we can see it. So this will bring in all the detail from the power form that we just filled in, and you don't need to do anything else here but click sign. That will now place in the patient's record the respect form viewable or printable version, and I'll explain why that's important. If I come back to the Manage M page, and we'll come back down to the resuscitation review. If you try and review the respect plan notes here, you won't be able to see it very easily. In fact, you'll actually need to go into modify this to be able to see the escalation of treatment details more clearly. I'm just going to cancel that. Come up to the document section, and here's actually what I intended to show you, which is the respect plan text, which is nigh on impossible to get to quickly and to understand, which is why you've created the respect form printable version, which is much easier to view. Here is also where you will print if you want to put this in the patient record and the notes at the end of the bed. That's the folder, not the main notes. To do this, select document template. Purpose is usually for patient guardian, because this is the same form that you're going to give to the patient when they leave hospital. Click preview. Generally easier to do it this way. This will open after a moment or two a Adobe version, which you can then print direct to the Print to Me printers. That's the fastest way to do that. Just going to cancel that for now. The other thing you might want to do is also to scan in any paper documentation the patient has brought with them. And to do that, you'll come to Clinical Notes, click on the Scan Import icon. And this is where you'll do the scanning, which is covered by a different QRG and different information. But here, the best note type to create will be a patient-defined patient correspondence, and you scan the respect form in here. In order to attach the respect form to the GP discharge summary, you can come to the Discharge M page, the Documents component, find the printable version that was saved using the clinical notes. We're going to open this. We're actually going to click to view the whole document, and from here, highlight the whole document by clicking and dragging, and then click Tag. You can then close the document viewer. And then when we come to create the inpatient discharge summary document by clicking on the hyperlink, we find the appropriate place within the document, which will be the legal details section, which is down here, legal information. You can see here that the banner bar resuscitation status has pulled in here automatically. And here's the tag text that we've got. So we will pick up the tag, come down to the area in the chart in the summary where we want to place, and just release. And now it's placed the respect form in the legal information section of the discharge summary. Other documents can be placed like this as well, such as the CGA for onward transmission to GP. You would then click Sign and Submit as normal for discharge summary. Okay, so that's us done for this quick run through of the respect form. I hope that's been useful. Please get in contact with Sinead or Mira if you have any further information you need to find out about how to document respect in CERNER. Thank you.